Hi everyone, in this video we'll look at auto scaling in AWS. So uh, what is auto scaling? I'll make you understand with a simple example like what is auto scaling and why we need a auto scaling. So let's continue. As you can see here, users accessing Flipkart and it is take requesting to the server where the Flipkart is hosted. Suppose assume we have a big billion days in Flipkart. In so the normal traffic will be more in a big billion days because more number of users will access a Flipkart website in during that particular time. So take Flipkart big billion days and we have more number of users accessing Flipkart on that particular time. So what happens? Like more request leads to more load and server may crash. When we configure auto scaling helps us to create a new server whenever the load is more on the existing one. It checks the health status of our current server. Based on that, it will create a new server whenever the load is high or the server is unavailable. Here, if your CPU is high, we can set up a threshold for the CPU. If your CPU is higher than the threshold, then auto scaling will create a new server and balances the load. Similarly, if the created server is also having a high CPU, it will create a one more server. It keeps on creating a servers instances to balance the load until it reaches the maximum limit. We can set the maximum limit in auto scaling configuration. So once the server load is normal, it again scales back the servers by deleting those servers. This helps in maintaining the application high availability and reducing the manual work at the time of peak times. Let's go and see how we'll configure this auto scaling in AWS. Okay, so now go to auto scaling groups here, create an auto scaling group. Now I'm giving my auto scaling group name as ASG1. Click on launch template and you need to create a launch template here. It will redirect you to the new page. There give a launch template name as AS template. Give some description here. Make sure you check mark this auto scaling guidance. Now go to AMIs and select my AMIs. The AMI which we have created in our previous video, I'm selecting my AMI here, image techie. So I'm selecting T2 micro free tire. Why I'm selecting this my AMI? Because as you saw, we have configured Nginx everything and converted it into AMI in our previous video. So select the key pair, set the existing security group here. Now launch template. So once we click on create launch template, our launch template will be ready. So now go to auto scaling group again and select the launch template. You need to refresh. You got AS template here. So I selected launch template. Click next. You have to select your VPC and availability zones. That means the subnets which are created in that VPC. So subnets are checked here. Now click next. Once you click next, you will be redirected to load balancer creation. So attach the new load balancer. I'm creating load balancer here. I gave load balancer name as ALBAS. Make sure you click on internet facing. Next we need to create a target group. So I'm giving target group name as TG1. Check ELB here for health checks. I'm checking the health, changing the health checks to 90 seconds. So click on next. Now here we need to configure a group size and scaling policies. Desired capacity I gave it 2 and minimum capacity 1 and maximum I gave it 4. So when auto scaling group is launched, you will be getting two instances launched. Here I have selected that CPU utilization is more than 50%, then the one more instance need to be created, and I set the maximum limit as 4, as you can see. So until it gets into 4 VMs, the VMs get created, I mean instances. You can increase the maximum value there, so that if you want more instances to be created when the CPU is more than 50% for all the instances. So click on next and finish. Create a autoscaling group. Now our autoscaling group is created. Click on autoscaling group, ASG1. As you can see in instance management, two instances are launched once we created autoscaling group. So we'll go to instances and check. Before that, we'll go to activity. As you can see, two instances are launching here in activity pane. So go to EC2 and go to instances and verify your instances status. The two instances are running and status check is just initializing. Fine. Now go to load balancers. Copy your load balancer DNS name here. Open a new window. New tab. As you can see, it's working now. Now what I'll do is, like, I set the desired as a minimum 2 instances, right? So I'm gonna terminate this instance and see if my auto scaling is creating a one more instance, because I set the desired instances as 2. So let's go and terminate this instance. Now once this instance is terminated, our auto scaling group verifies, it runs the policy and check whether the two instances are up. As you can see here, it is launching a new EC2 instance, because it come to know that only one instance is running and desired is 2. So it created one more instance to balance it. Now you can see two instances are running here. Now we'll also check if my auto scaling group creates a one more instance when the CPU load is more than 50%. So log into my instance and I'll increase the CPU load on these instances. So to increase CPU load, I need to install a package. As you can see, it is getting installed. Amazon Linux Extras EPL-y is a command. After that, yum install stress. Now I'm increasing a load on CPU with this command. I'm keeping it for 5 minutes. So for 5 minutes, the CPU load will be increased 5M. Enter. Now I'll also log into the other instance. We'll follow the same steps here as well to increase the CPU load. Here we'll keep it for 10 minutes. It's all similar we did with the previous instance. The same steps. So why we're doing is like, if we increase the CPU load, auto scaling group should create a one more instance to balance the load. As you can see, load and CPU utilization is increasing here. Now come to auto scaling groups here. Verify if it is creating a new instance here. Still it is not creating. We'll wait because we set it for 90 seconds, right? So we need to wait. Now as you can see, third instance is created and it is getting initializing here. Now let's see in activity pane. As you can see, it is launching a new EC2 instance. So our AutoSchool group is working fine here. Now again, if you can see, you have only 2 running missions here. If we see all missions, we can see one is getting shut down because we have set up it for only 5 minutes and 10 minutes, right? Once the CPU load is down, it gonna delete the instance back. It's completely terminated now. So that's it for this video. Hope you understood this auto scaling in AWS. Please comment if you have any doubts. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you.